In this video, I will explore both positive and negative aspects of eugenics and draw conclusions about its potential merits and risks. Eugenics originates from the Greek word eu, meaning good, and genics, meaning related to genes. At its core, eugenics is the practice of promoting desirable genetic traits through various methods. While the term has become highly controversial due to historical misuses, it is worth examining its principles to understand its potential implications. Everyday eugenics in partner selection. It's important to recognize that a basic form of eugenics already operates in human behavior, particularly in partner selection. For instance, people might seek partners with specific traits like beauty, height, or physical strength, or intelligence that are directly or indirectly related to genetic fitness. This preference-driven selection can be considered a natural form of eugenics. Women in particular tend to have more selective criteria regarding mate qualities, as evolutionary psychology suggests that they invest more in their offspring and therefore prioritize fitness in their partners. By this definition, most people are eugenicists in their personal lives, even if they reject unorganized eugenics programs. The controversy surrounding modern eugenics. Despite the inherent presence of eugenic behavior like in human societies, modern eugenics is highly conscientious. Much of this opposition stems from the biases and abuses of past eugenics programs. For example, in the early 20th century, eugenics movements in the United States and elsewhere were tainted by racial prejudice. Some proponents used eugenics as a pretext to oppress and eliminate marginalized groups, such as targeting the black community, without any rigorous or ethical assessment for genetic fitness. Such examples illustrate the dangers of bias in eugenics. True eugenicists, if it were to exist, should focus solely on promoting healthy genes and reducing genetic diseases without being influenced by cultural or social prejudices. However, history demonstrates how easily these programs can be corrupted. The mutational load problem. One key argument in favor of eugenics is its potential to address the issue of mutational load, the accumulation of harmful genetic mutations in a population. In modern societies, the absence of natural selection pressures allows the deleterious mutations to accumulate, potentially leading to reduced fertility and other long-term problems. The famous mouse utopia experiment illustrates this concept. When mice were provided an ideal environment free from predators and resource scarcity, the social structures deteriorated over generations, leading to a declining reproduction and eventually extinction. This experiment highlights how a lack of selective pressures can result in a societal collapse. Without intervention, humanity could face similar challenges, with declining birth rates and increasing infertility becoming more and more common. Eugenics is a non-violent solution. Historically, war and genocide have been humanity's grim methods for reducing high mutational loads, as they disproportionately affect individuals with less adaptive traits. Eugenics offers a potential alternative, a non-violent approach to genetic improvement. By encouraging reproduction among individuals with healthy genes and reducing the prevalence of hereditary diseases, eugenics could theoretically mitigate the buildup of harmful mutations. Reducing suffering through genetic adaptation. Another potential benefit of eugenics is the capacity to reduce suffering. Suffering often arises when individuals are poorly adapted to their environment, whether physically, mentally, or socially. By prioritizing genetic traits that promote resilience and adaptability, future generations could live healthier and happier lives. For example, reducing the prevalence of genetic disorders through responsible genetic counseling and selection could spare countless individuals from unnecessary pain and hardship. While eugenics has theoretical benefits such as reducing suffering and addressing mutational load problems, it also comes with significant risks. The potential for misuse, as history has shown, is immense, and ethical concerns surrounding individual rights, consent, and social bias cannot be ignored. If eugenics were to be pursued, it would require careful ethical guidelines, transparency, and a respect for human dignity to avoid any repeating of historical injustices of the past. In conclusion, eugenics is a complex and deeply polarizing topic. While its principles may offer solutions to certain genetic or social challenges, the moral and historical baggage of its implementation must be carefully addressed before it can be considered a viable approach.